Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Thea 2 The Shattering. So I spent some time fiddling around with this and figured out what it meant and then had that confirmed by comments that people left on the last episode. When it says here, you will be able to use an additional primary and secondary material type. It doesn't mean you can put more than one thing into the primary or secondary material line. It means that by default, there are only two material types made available in each line, and when you've upgraded to a star, you unlock a third slot. So it's that you can build with more materials. Like for example, you can see like all of our craftable weapons only show two options here. It is probably the case with the Codex that it only showed these options previously, but now we have options to spend more materials, and of course, with more of a material comes more essence. We also, of course, have a 15% material, or 15% essence bonus, or 10% on the book. It's 15% on armor and 10% on weapons or something. Anyway, a bonus. But now that I understand how this works, like, I'm looking at our options here. Like, we could make a dazzling codex, but we couldn't make the legendary version, even with the best stuff that we can get, some wild resources. We can't quite hit these decent thresholds. And it's the same for the swords. Like, we're very close to being able to build some swords that are totally awesome, but we're just not quite making thresholds. I think I don't want to go spending our good materials on anything just yet. I don't want to build with the 1-star recipe. I want to get those 2-star recipes. So basically, we need more advancement points, like a lot more advancement points. So I think it's time to go out adventuring for more terrain artifacts and stuff. Also, if we could find better resources, that would be pretty cool. So, let's talk about our team. Our team is ready to go out and adventure. I think we're in okay shape, but we should make some basic armor for the people who have to stay in town, because we are going to have to keep fighting in town. We should also make Mania something. She should have something equipped. We do have this amber artifact, but we can at least make her a decent book. I don't want to spend any of our really good materials because this is a temporary transitional book that we're talking about here. But we could just make like a simple wood and malachite, made out of stuff that we have no problem getting more of. This doesn't really give her a good... The only thing that this has that scales off of yellow is weakness. Okay, do we need to make it out of something a little bit harder to get a hold of just to make sure she has a good skill to apply? Like here, this would give her Ice Spike. Ice Spike scales with her yellow stuff. I guess her purple stats are okay too, though, right? Her yellow stats are a lot better, though. We really do want attacks that scale yellow for her. Alright, what if we made a scroll? What if we made a scroll for her? Like, just out of stuff that we can get easily. So, Energy Blur scales off of Wisdom when it's yellow. What if we use different material types? What can we see here? So, Ice Spike, which always scales off of Intelligence, available in red and yellow challenges, and then Random Blast, which we could use instead in purple challenges. That's fine. This would give her Fireball, which can be used in physical challenges, but it scales off of purple. It is kind of fascinating how many different things there are and how differently they work. This gives us a little bit more essence, and I'm pretty happy to be able to use the malachite, because we can get more malachite easily. Alright. I didn't really want to use any of our fancy materials, but we could use less. We could just put normal leather in. Oh, see, yeah, normal leather changes it considerably. Huh. Oh. So whichever type of essence there is the most of is set as the leftmost, and then the rightmost is something else, and that actually changes what kind of item you're making. This is a different codex. Yeah, we'll just make her one of these real quick. And then, what do we need? One suit of armor? Are we missing just a single suit? No, Mania and Mojlav both need armor. He could carry 200-ish pounds of additional weight. she has a little bit lower weight threshold. This thing that we're making for her is a weight of 77. Wow, that's a heavy book. It's heavy with all of the magic knowledge, I guess. So she'll have about 175 carry limit left. Okay. So what kind of armor would we want to make then? I'm assuming that heavy armor will not really be feasible. Maybe we made some heavy armor... Yeah, 188. So we can make quartz heavy armor for the smith. And this will just be some good basic armor. And then we'll make a bit of medium armor, maybe, for our Zerka. Out of perhaps bone and wood? Blood medium armor. Yeah, I mean, this is basically just like... This is holdover stuff. Okay. So here's something I don't know. When we overflow this, which we will significantly at the moment, would the overflow go into the next item? Because I know that they will automatically move from one item to the next. I guess let's find out. And then everybody else is doing a thing. Everybody else is gathering malachite, which is maybe not the thing we need them to do most at the moment. We have quite a bit. We're using just a tiny little amount of it. Well, we don't really need grain, that's for sure. Let's put somebody on quartz, somebody on vegetables. We don't really need... Man, we don't really need anything. I guess everybody just keep gathering malachite and quartz is what we'll do. Let's keep bringing in those trade materials, or those crafting materials. Okay, so... we are going to overflow the amount of crafting points we need by about 400 here. So, let's see if those do flow over into the next item in the crafting pool, or if they're just wasted, if they can't be immediately applied. They are indeed just wasted, so you really want to try to manage this as close to the end of the bar as possible. And actually, this is still massively overkill. Hold on. These two together will produce that in 2 turns, and then you can get most of the work done on the blood medium armor in that time. So it'll be only another 1 turn on top of that. Although, without the chosen on it, we're a little bit less likely to make a masterwork quality... whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, this Dazzling Codex is for you. You know, I didn't actually look at the weight of the medium armor. I just assumed it would be light enough. Okay, it is. It is. Okay, Dirad. Yeah, you know what? Wits is always useful. Speed is always useful. Let's see, if we're going to leave somebody on this, I suppose it makes the most sense for it to be you, because you have the lowest crafting value. Although, do we want to put... Ozidar is actually pretty good at this stuff. We know that overflow beyond a single point of something does count within repeats of the same project. We can have him on that, and then you can just gather, I don't know, vegetables? Just help us gather vegetables for a minute here. The time has come to adventure once more. So let's get our people outfitted. We made some real garbage quartz armor. Sorry, Mudlove. Why didn't that not... Here we go. There we go. We don't have a lot of jewelry. We should probably figure out how to make jewelry. Whatever, it's fine for now. Okay. Back out into the world. So, our armor repairmen, our 2 fighters, our Zerka, and then Zuska, because we need a gatherer. And we leave the lot of you behind to defend the town, which you have been able to do a reasonably good job of so far. If we grab half of the available food, we're at 1,821 carry weight, which would make it a little bit awkward to use the raft. Maybe we build a better boat? Well, I'm going to hit close here. We're going to just drop the expedition back into town. I have to switch over to the expedition. Maybe we need a better boat. Crafting. Okay, we have the materials for larger ships. So if we were to make like the most basic version of this thing, that's a lot more movement points and a significant amount more carry limit. Could we, if we made it out of like, partially out of this stuff, wow, that sharply increases the carry limit. And the ship kind of matters. What is the difference between a sailboat and a ship? So this is fast with medium capacity. Slow with much, much greater capacity. Okay. I kind of want fast right now. And let's make ourselves a sailboat, and we'll use... Well, if we're going to use the good wood, we may as well use a lot of it. Say 5,000 with 10 movement points with 5,000 capacity. Yeah, alright. This is an okay use for all that dark wood we gathered. Because we'll use this boat for lots of stuff over the course of the game, probably. Out of curiosity, if we were to apply different types of materials... No, it looks like it doesn't, Okay, it's always neutral. Okay, well... We probably should use the malachite then, right? If I used ruby instead... The difference is pretty small. Yeah, alright. Dark wood and malachite. 5,200 carry limit, 10.2 movement. It's pretty good. It's actually only very slightly different from making it out of just wood. And we have so much wood. Yeah, but we also have so much malachite, right? And it's trivial to acquire more. Okay. That needs to be made. Probably we want... If the Zerka's back in town... Well, she's a very good crafter, though. By the way, people pointed out in the comments, there actually is a button for just show me all of the people, which I do really appreciate. Turns out, they just did a really good job with the UI in this game. Okay, that's how we'll do that, and you guys can get on gathering, I suppose. Get me... What do we even need? Maybe some of you get over here and help with the research, just because we don't really need gathering very much. Okay, we'll make ourselves a nice big boat. A small group of weary dwarves arrives at your doorstep asking for a place to rest and regain strength. They say they will pay you in stone for some basic supplies. Okay, well, I don't think we're in a position to fight them, so in the name of light, greet them as honored guests. Unmovable as stone, sharp as mithril. Ah, you do know the old ways, laddies, and we thank you for the hospitality. Okay, so we gave them food and stuff. What brings you here? We're on our way back to our settlement. We are earthbound. You see, once we lived deep underground, and we do not take well to being away out in the open for this long, so we are weakened. Okay, well, why were you traveling then? We were investigating an old rubble of stones that was once ours, hoping to reclaim some old resources. We came into conflict with the Banished, those honorless sods, so we had to cut the trip short. Banished? The ones that dishonored themselves long ago, so now they have no house and no right to wear a beard. Ask if this was not an old law. That's kind of a strangely worded. I suppose it is for some. We've allowed many back into our families, but then others left, liking this new surface life, mixing with strangers and up to all sorts of honorless crap. Okay, so you're fighting with them? Well, nothing as dramatic as that, laddies. Nah, just some old grudges now and then. Dwarves holding grudges? No. Like those young upstarts that got us in the ruins. They claimed it's their right as much as ours. We disagreed, so metal and stone flew. Okay, well, I will not pretend to like your newfangled ways. Hey, you just said you liked how much we knew of the old ways. These human gods. At least some know how to wield a smith's hammer and respect light, so there's that. Tell you what, we do not do this often with strangers, but we can trade some goods if you like. Yeah, that would be cool. What do you guys got? Ooh. Okay, that's like a decent battle axe. The battle axe that's a little bit better than what we can build ourselves for the moment. They have some obsidian. I mean, honestly, they don't really have very much of value here. I wouldn't mind the silver, I suppose. 560. Well, I mean, we certainly have like lots of items that we're not making any use of anymore. How about this trade? And they don't have anything that they value little enough to make up that difference. That's fine. Alright, well met. Stone and metal be with you. The dwarves depart on their way. Wait, sorry, wouldn't they? Oh, I guess we already let them stay the night. Alright, Dobromila, I'm pretty sure we want to go Destiny with you. Oh, we should have somebody cooking. Right. Do we need... Yes, like, we're totally out of sandwiches. Somebody get over here and make sandwiches. You're bad at research, but you're great at cooking sandwiches. We can't make any more rolata, and we have tons of pickles. Actually, I'm going to have a bunch of people on sandwich patrol. Duska, you help with the sandwiches too. Let's make like a whole lot of sandwiches this turn. You're awoken by a terrible racket coming from your chicken coop. Alright, well, I guess we better check it out. You check the chicken coop, but you find only wet tracks leading into one of the houses. Inside, behind the stove, you find an odd-looking chicken. On closer inspection, it is more like a shrunken old woman with chicken feet, claws, and a twisted bird-like face. She sits by what looks like a makeshift loom, weaving out of thin air. Okay, hopefully our Zerka will have some idea what this is. You know this to be a Kikimora, an odd type of twisted homestead spirit that literally weaves bad luck. It is really hard to get rid of a Kikimora, as she has no physical form to fight, and she refuses to speak to anyone. Bribery or magic may be the only ways, other than hoping for the best. A Zerka is just, like, tremendously useful. Let's perform a ritual to ward our village from the Kikimora and hope it will make her leave peacefully, or we could bribe her out? Okay, like, from a video game mechanics point of view, my first thought is that because this is a higher difficulty, it's probably going to be more effective. I don't know that necessarily, like, that logic holds, but let's try it. We'll perform ourselves a little ritual here. Warding rituals done in haste are never easy or cheap. You must drain some of your own folk's spirit to achieve it. But you ward the village against the influence of the Kikimora, and for now, at least, it goes away. You are left with the creature's handiwork. Aren't we concerned that these are made literally out of bad luck? Okay, well, back to village life. At least we're getting research points off of all this. Okay, we made 144 sandwiches. That was a productive evening. So, let's pull you guys off of that. And actually, yeah, let's just get to this, right? So, Zuska and the Chosen, and you and both of the warriors. It's possible that it would be a good idea to leave a warrior behind to defend the homestead. But if we're thinking about sailing across the sea, we might run into some more complicated situations than we have in the past. Oh, we made a masterwork sailboat. Look at that. 6,400 carry limit. We could put more things on the sailboat than we could actually carry out to the water's edge. That's wonderful. Alright, give me like a lot of food. More than half of the food, because the town can just produce more food. And we're gonna need a bunch of wood. Probably not like... I mean, I'm not going to spend 100 turns, but we might find an opportunity to trade wood, and we want to make sure that if we do that, we still have the resources necessary to continue camping. Although, with the Gatherer, we could just get more wood. It wouldn't really be a problem. And then we should take stuff for trade value, right? Just in case we run into an opportunity. 143... Well, I mean, it's light, at least. We know this spider. People value this spider pretty highly. How much is my raft worth? Eh, we'll keep the raft in town. Okay. So, terrain artifacts. We know where one still is, right? Way up here. The challenges on this landmass are a little too much for us. We also don't actually know what is on the rest of the landmass that we started on. Let's check that way first. The expedition has 6 move. That's not too bad. I don't remember what all of these things are. We aren't marked as having any active quests. I guess let's just interact with stuff one by one, and we'll see. And then let's figure out what we are doing here. So, we should replenish the food supplies. You're on grain. You have enough quartz. You can gather wood. And do we want to leave Bozidar just doing research? He's pretty slow at it, but research points are really important to us right now. Yeah, just replenish supplies for now. That should be fine for a little while. Alright, some irrelevant beasts have approached, and we have defeated them easily. Oh hey, research material. Awesome. It's going to take him 7 turns to get through that by himself, but that's fine. Oh wait, I wanted to move around a little bit here. You find the cave where Anya and Ava... Oh, right, the dwarf's granddaughters, who are possibly Rusalka. Yeah, sure, let's go in. You walk into a large underground chamber that is dark and eerie. In one corner, you spot the 2 girls huddling over small rocks and singing in Dwarvish. So we walk up to them and say, it's time to go back to your grandfather. He's very worried about you. Grandpa's always treating us like little babies. Well, we ain't. We want to be proper dwarves now. But our dwarf family says we can't be dwarf wives because we can't sing the song. Well, we listened and we can. If there's one thing Rusalkas can do, it's sing. Oh, okay. Why do you want to be dwarf wives if you're Rusalkas? I mean, I guess that it makes sense to me. They're raised by dwarves and everything. It is our right to choose, our heritage. I don't know if we'll choose it in the end, but we want to have the choice, right? Being a dwarf wife is very important also. We want to prove we can do it. Okay, and singing to these stones will achieve this? Well, yeah. I mean, we aren't supposed to tell people, but yeah, these stones are babies, and if we sing to them, they'll grow into real live ones, you know? Really? Okay, I guess that's how dwarves work. These rocks do look abnormal, but not really like dwarf children. More like trolls. Little rock trolls. Tell the girls it is time to leave, now. What? Oh no. Well, we are not in a position to stand firm and fight these trolls. Grab the Rusalkas and run. It's a level 3 challenge. We should be able to, blow that out. You manage to escape the trolls, and the girls are in floods of tears. We're sorry. Grandpa's gonna be so mad. We'll go back to him now, we swear. Thank you for saving us. Alright, I'll come check on him soon. So we need to go back to the dwarf, which is that one. Okay. Yeah, I guess we can take a detour here and go back to the forge. We've been ambushed by goblin bandits. Well, I'm not going to just give them my stuff. So do we want to talk them out of it or fight them? If we fight them, we can take all their stuff. I kind of like that plan, especially since we're pretty good at fighting, and we're better at fighting than we used to be even, and we used to be pretty good. You kill the bandits and are free to loot their bodies. They didn't have anything really great. Fruit's nice. Oh, and one of their boars decided to stay with us. Okay, that's cool. We're getting a lot of advancement points from events all of a sudden. So you found them. Come in. Yeah, have they made it back yet? Aye, the dumb rascals got here not long before you. Becoming dwarf wives. If I ever heard a stupider thing. Them trolls could have had them for lunch. In any case, I thank you, laddies. You saved them and my arse. Here, your reward. I don't think we should, interpose ourselves in their business anymore. Let's just thank him and leave. So he gave us a masterwork leather medium armor, a masterwork clay hatchet, 2.2 times multiplier on that attack. That's actually interesting. A silver crafting tool that is not great. And another one, this one's not trash quality, but it's still not great, honestly. And one of our crafters is leveled up. Yeah, I guess let's level up his dizziness powder skill. Add an extra half point of delay to everyone. Alright, and then we could go back to town. We now have an advancement point, but we're going to need more than that. Let us go exploring out into the dark. You hear a beautiful flute melody and see 3 women wearing sparse white garments whirling around in a circle. Their energy and laughter are infectious, and they beckon you to come join them. Apparently this is happening at town, because we have a demon option. The melody is so sublime, the dancers so exquisite. Go, dance, forget your worries. No. Bozidar knows that something is not right here. You approach the women, and the melody becomes more seductive with every step. Luckily, you were prepared for such trickery, so the charm has no real hold over you. For now. You are aware that if you last through a whole dance, you could be rewarded. The people who are still in town are not super great at yellow challenges, but Bozidar could hold them. Yeah, Bozidar might... Oh, actually we're close enough for the whole group to be involved. Well, then we'll definitely win this. The demon's trickery fails, and you see the real faces of the dancing nymphs. They run off, angry, and you feel wiser for surviving this encounter. Hey, free stats. Also, we gained 3 loyalty from the water demons. That's interesting. So, where we really want to end up here, sorry, this is the one, is with the 2-star version of a bunch of different recipes. This is going to be very expensive. For right now, let's focus on getting books and swords. But I guess let's not spend the point until we actually need to. Because if I encounter a new type of resource, I probably will want to use the point to be able to gather it. At least potentially, you know. Oh, more research material. Your village is attacked by creatures of darkness that assail every home with vicious ferocity. Wow, that's actually kind of terrifying. You stand firm and try to fend them off, but you are few. Just as you enter the battle, a man clad in armor, proudly holding a shield in his hand, stands with you, shouting, "For the guard, you shall not win, fiends of darkness!" Okay, some guys showed up. Let's do this manually. Because I want to know what this dude's deal is. Okay, so he has a reasonable brute force, a good protect others, a good shields up, and some pretty impressive armor on. Let's start by committing him. Just sort of in the middle. We'll see what these fiends have. 29, 30, 27 damage to the hammer splash. That is, fierce. Definitely more than I was expecting. Okay, Mojlev has reasonable armor and a reasonable weapon. But I don't really want to put him in front of that thing. He doesn't have the health that this guard dude does. I'm going to just do this. Okay, so they're going to go deep on this guy. Each attacker that hits this character with a normal attack receives damage based on this character's perception, which in this case will be 2. Alright, and since they're hammer splashing, I'm going to try to just play spaced out here. And Bozidar can... let's see. As it is right now, all of my attacks are before all of theirs. Oh no, there's a tie here. I'm thinking... I don't really want to play the headbutt, because I don't want to play anything else into the front row. Let's just go for energy scattering. We're going to get hit maybe once. But if we checkerboard our characters out onto the field, we can reduce the strength of that hammer blow. Okay, this guy has a spear, but he's not very powerful. We could summon a bear, I suppose. I don't know that I would necessarily want to summon a bear. Oh, actually, let's increase this guy's delay and nuke his stats a little bit. And now we're getting in like all of our attacks before they attack. And then I think what we're going to do here is just do energy scattering again. So I'm going to pass for the moment. Oh, I like totally miscounted. I thought I had another phase left because I wasn't looking at this. I was looking at my cards. Yeah, this guy is a real problem. This is really bad, actually. The skeleton jumping in to cause our sword strike not to work is, yeah, it's like a really extremely bad thing. Well, let's hope that that doesn't mean Bozidar is actually dead. I mean, the good news is this guy has no health left. We can definitely get in underneath him. And then we need... We can wait on the animal summons, right? Because summoned animals are really fast. Let's try to be careful with our positioning. That guy has 8 health left. I'm not too scared of that. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm not worried about that one either. We'll go ahead and put out our wolf, because he has 0 delay. Okay, and they don't have much in the way of hammer splashes this time, so I feel comfortable also summoning the bear here. Yeah, the summoned animals are really useful. Hey, you're dead. Oh, that's right. That's the retaliation damage. You defeat the monsters and the man bows to you. You fought well, friends. Together we defeated yet another creature of the sordid dark. Wow. This quartz relic is not bad at all. Ask him who he is and why he helped. I am but one of many, or at least we were once. We are the Guard, sworn warriors against darkness. We were formed during the Awakening, and although the threat of the dark has diminished, we stay vigilant and fight on. Say that darkness is needed for the world to know balance. It is light that now threatens Thea, after all. I think he probably is not interested in hearing that. Let's thank him and ask if he will join us. You walk the path of the gods, but my service lies elsewhere. Perhaps one day we will meet again. If not, I wish you well in your fight for the gods. But I leave you my trusted steed. May he serve your cause well. Farewell. He gave us a horse. Okay. He gave us a really good horse. Wish him well and get back to work. So, is Bozidar... Bozidar's low on health. So he could die. Like, every turn until he's healed up enough. He could die, I guess. What is this? We could take a level of Lucky Sod, or we could increase our existing level of Good Luck. Well, this is a 2-point increase, and this one is 4.5, so I guess we take this. And then you, I think we definitely want to focus yellow stats for you. Yeah, so let's just hope Bozidar doesn't die, because that would suck. Well, we found some more people trying to talk us into the light here. Let's just attack them. We can win a battle with these guys pretty easily, I think. You stumble across a creature lying atop a slab of stone. At first, he seems to be resting, but as you close in, you see he is breathing heavily and his skin is smoldering under the sun's rays. You recognize this to be Smetic, a Xort you once helped. Okay, well, let's help him again, I guess. You try to move the Xort from the stone, but he is stuck there by an invisible force. He moans in pain. A Skshak appears and speaks to you. Leave it be. The mongrel buys... Mongrel buys? Bees? I don't know what that is. Broke rules. It's demon lore. Please leave. What exactly is going on here? This Xort made a pact to save his own skin. The other side paid its dues, yet this fiend sought to make trouble. Wounded pride, you see. Okay, well, we know the demons take their, like, agreements and deals very seriously, right? This shock clearly speaks of your deal. Does he? The other side paid its dues. Boy, this is one of those things where, like, playing an hour of a game every day or two makes it hard to remember what's going on. I don't remember what deal we made with this guy. Well, let's ask more of the pact. Maybe he could be, maybe we could be reminded of what's going on here. He hired the services of a coalbook demon to steal from those who, in his eyes, disrespected him. But the coalbook was a loyal subject, so we were able to put a stop to this infringement. Good. Demon laws are sacred. I think if we demand the demon be released, probably the shock will be annoyed with us, because, like, for real, they take their laws very seriously. Let's say demon laws are sacred. Bid the shock farewell, and leave the Exhort to his well-deserved fate. We gained faction loyalty with 2 different groups of demons, so that's probably a good thing. A friendly house demon has decided you're worthy of its blessings. Okay, this is a useful blessing. And then also... Okay, so is that in our inventory? Yes, it is. Okay, we might want to equip him. Well, he's better than the one we already have. We can at the very least do this. Yeah, so like doing right by the demons, or doing what they feel you ought to do, seems to be a pretty valuable thing. It's just a matter of understanding what it is they think is important. Alright, we can probably chill out on the grain gathering. Maybe let's go back to work in Malachite, I guess, for a little while. It is the resource we have least of. Oh no, and we've been set upon by a lot of terrible, tiny enemies. Okay. Well, Bozidar seems to be recovering for the moment. Let's have a look at what is up here. I do wish we had a little bit more vision range, you know? Come on, buddy. You can do it. You can make it back. Try to convince me to join the light. It's summer, where gathering grants XP. Oh, we found another Slavian village. You're in luck. The tavern is open. Visit it. Is the tavern how we recruit? I can't remember. Oh, let's ask if there's anything we can help with. They would like some wood. They would like 35 of our wood. We can do that. Okay, we don't have a lot of reputation with the Slavians, so... We do... Oh, hey, clay. Clay's not very useful. We do obviously want to get our reputation up with a bunch of people. But these guys are Lightbringer faction, and they're creepy as hell. How is the healing process going here? Slowly. We should make a shield for him. He can have an offhand. Okay, has he recovered? Yes, he has recovered enough. And we finished that, so we're about to get another advancement point, which is nice. Get a little more vision out here. We could probably fight that if we had to. Let's interact with these ruins first. You come across the ruins of a town. It was torn asunder by the Shattering, clearly. But more than that, there is an odd light beaming from the gash. Well, let us search the place carefully with all of our perception. You find tracks of people all going in one direction, away from this place. I think we had this event already. Let's follow their tracks. Follow the tracks and find a group of folks, their eyes empty of light, their limbs slacking yet not slow. They stare at you and walk away, but a group of light wisps shoots your way. I'm not afraid of light wisps. Defeat the creatures, but find no trace of the others. Well, okay, whatever. So we found another source of bloodbone. And now, I think from here, probably what we want to do... Actually, maybe we go down here and search this a little bit. We want to sail across to there, of course, as well. Settlement claimed by the light. Have you come to join us? No? Alright. Well, let us leave quickly. Just curious if there were going to be any new options there. Okay, improved wood. It looks like we're not going to find a lot of value on this landmass. We may as well reveal these last few tiles before we get back in the water. Or before we get in the water... Not really back. First time. Before we get in the water for the first time. So, I would like to see... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 advancement points. I don't know if we want to necessarily just max out heavy armor, because heavy armor really is heavy. Also, how are we on food? Okay, all of the crafted food we still have plenty of. Oh, except we got some berries. We could make some relata now. How's our morale? Okay, we're currently at plus 10% task efficiency here. And we won't be able to gain another point of efficiency or anything, so I'm fine with not working out any new types of food. And we don't really need extra vision range for the town. Okay, another Lightbringer village. The path you were on seemed solid and safe, but you realize too late you've stepped into quicksand. Right, the struggle against the quicksand has strengthened us, and we have some more points. Apparently, cannot get back into the water with a single point of movement. Oh no, I can. I just have to be next to the water to see the option. Alright, well, check out our very extremely good boat. The finest boat anyone has ever crafted. Destructive words or battle orders. Well, destructive words seems alright. Okay, oh, this is the good kind of poison damage. Damage and a half, not damage and a quarter. But he has... No, actually, he doesn't really have any skills that are good in purple challenges. Yeah, that seems alright. We have 13 points of movement, thanks to our extremely good boat, and also it becoming windy the moment we got in the water. So actually, we can just sail around the coast a little bit here. Can I just interact with this now? No, okay, I have to get on land and then touch it. I really like the way the trees bow in the wind and stuff. The game looks really nice. Presumably we have to move off of this before we can interact with it. Alright, ruins. We've found a single Striga. Well, the loot from that's not going to be great. Well, you know what? That's not so bad. Found a bit of armor, at least. A trader caravan approaches. Hey there, fellow travelers. I am Venero, a traveling salesman like no other. I have for you a rare treat. Robes woven from the most delicate spider silk. Spider silk? Yes, in times of old, one could harvest spider silk freely and weave the most wonderful clothes from it. Alas, a long-term effect of the darkness changed our dear spiders, and now their silk is too rare to harvest reliably. But I found a stash of it and had it crafted into these lovely robes. Please note that you will not be able to salvage the silk. The weaving technique is such that it can only be used once. Okay. With such exotic stock, I can assure you that you'll get at least a strong robe, perhaps even rare if you are lucky. I will match the design for you once you pay me. Unorthodox, I know, but take it or leave it. I have many clients. Let's pay for a robe, because I don't know how expensive... Yeah, that's what I was worried about, was that it was going to be way too expensive for us to have a chance of getting 3 of them. Well, good news is we have some valuable stuff that we can afford to trade off here. These shields that or this shield that we weren't thinking of using. 1190 more, huh? These scaled robes these are medium armor? Honestly, at 8.5, those aren't even really that good. We can make armor that good. And then, how do we make up the last 500? Well, I don't think we're ever going to use this amber artifact or this wooden scroll. We're probably never going to use these robes. Yeah, I'm not going to use this bow either. And then, like, we could give him some grain. Okay. It is a masterwork crystal robe. Wow, 22 points of shielding for 17 weight. That actually is extremely nice. Yeah, that's a big upgrade over what she has on. And then actually, this is better than the armor our crafter was wearing. This is wearable. So you have 8 points over your 4 points. Okay. Yeah, it's a good little hand-me-down process there. And then we should probably get in the water. It's way faster to explore from the coast. The ship is actually really great. You find a young girl crying out for help. She notices you and looks up with hope. I am Suri, and I'm looking for the bad men who killed my family. Mama was carrying babies, and my sisters too, but all were killed and sliced and burned after, so I don't even have bodies to mourn. The men went that way, but I'm too small to kill them myself. Will you help me, please? What are the odds that this is some kind of demon trickery? I guess let's agree to help her get revenge. We're pretty good at killing people. Good, I'll show you where they are, and I'll follow you to see revenge done. Okay, show me what's up. These were already out. Let's see if there's a new point of interest. Hold on, did we get an entry in our logbook for that? We did not. Okay, Venero is the entry. So, all the way over near town. Well, that's a little inconvenient. Sorry, apparently some very loud yard work has to happen directly outside my window right at this moment. Master Healer. So this decreases the group's death chance by more, but doesn't actually help us with healing. Or we could just, I don't think luck is necessarily terribly valuable, though. Alright, yeah, we're able to move so quickly around the coast. This is definitely the right way to do this. It is nice to have a real boat. Alright, well, we probably ought to get on land and gather that. So we finished our other piece of animal lore. We're getting closer to having the amount of advancement we need. I could have been doing this from the very beginning. Like, this doesn't necessarily need to be a process that you do all by itself, and that ends up taking such a very long time. We're gonna get on shore and do that. I just wanted to look around a little bit more. Oh, you spot a shipwreck sitting atop some rocks. The vessel was large and likely still holds treasures. You go in and quickly realize you are surrounded by the unliving. Alright, difficulty 4 challenge. I think we can give it a shot. Let's see what numbers we're talking about in a difficulty 4 challenge. We're definitely much more capable than we used to be. That is 41 damage on 8.0 delay. Man, axes. Axes are terrifying. It looked like the other skeleton was more of a caster type. So we'll just try to fight through this here. Who's got like a really fast headbutt? Wow, you do 28 damage with your attack? Holy crap. Alright, well, it seems like our best option for increasing his delay is actually a 14 damage, 7.9 headbutt. That's not bad at all, actually. And then we'll throw her in back. We actually do a lot more damage now. I haven't actually run combat with these guys too much, so I'm not used to our new damage numbers yet. Okay, and no big surprise. They're just going to play that dude over and over. Let's try to split the damage up. Yeah, we got to get him a better weapon. Yeah, but let's try to make it so we're not taking all of that damage on the same person. And then... you don't really have much in the way of attacks. We're probably just not going to use you at all. I'm trying to figure out. We have 3 more action points left after this turn. I guess it's going to be the Crafter and Zuska and then the Crafter again. Right? We have 1 point now and then 3 points remaining. Or it could be 2 of these guys again. I would like to play Gregorsh again. Yeah, let's pass the turn so that we can play him. Yeah, they're not going to throw any big surprises at us here. Want that Sword Strike, and then we have 2 action points remaining. And honestly, a Protect Others is pretty relevant. It would get Dirad above the amount of damage that he's going to take in a single hit. If we're not doing enough damage to kill before the second round of combat occurs, I think he's just going to get wailed on, I think. So maybe the right move here actually is to play him again and then use Protect Others twice on him and once on Gregorsh. Like I said, to some degree it matters where the next skeleton is played. So that's information I want. Okay, yeah, the other enemy is not nearly so dangerous. This is a Topielic, maybe. We could, I suppose, just summon a spider. The spinning spider is not actually going to be very good, though, right? 12 damage is not a huge amount here, but 12 damage on that enemy is actually very relevant. We're just going to do it like this. Yeah, they really lined up in a pretty non-ideal way for them. Also, I'm not doing enough, like, actually calculating our damage, how things are going to line up. To be fair, part of my... like, I had done some quick calculations there, and I was not counting on us getting 2 hits off of Gregor's Sword Strike, so... we got an Elven Scroll, which is not bad as far as scrolls go. Alright, let's loot the ship and leave. Ooh, 29 gold, 37 Elven Wood, 37 Nut Tincture. Okay, those are pretty good. I lost all my movement, though. Let's get on land and lose all of our movement again. Because you know how I love to lose all of my movement. And then we're going to go and gather this. We're really not great at gathering. Everybody even has gathering tools. It's just only Zuska has any idea at all how to get these things out of the ground. Okay, well then the rest of us can, like, cook or something? Oh, we do have some mushrooms. Mushroom bake. Warning, can cause visions. Well, I guess it depends on which kind of mushrooms you use in it. So we don't want to cook down all of the mushrooms, right? As he'll make the recipe 4 times, and we'll still have 10 mushrooms left, because we want to have as many types of food available as possible. And then the other people, I guess we can do some other cooking. That makes a sandwich. This makes a sandwich. Okay, so it makes 12. I do wish it showed how many of each thing you have on this menu. Alright, so we have 68 pickles. And 85 sandwiches. Alright, you two can make pickles. Oh no, another terrible racket coming from the chicken coop. Is it the same deal? Yep. Oh, but the Zerka's not present anymore. We have this option available because somebody has enough wisdom. But we can't do the rituals. Well, let's offer up some food as payment. For days, the village is plagued with mishaps and trickery. Broken pottery, sour milk from the cows, rotten eggs from the chickens, fights over nonsense, and so on. You feel mentally drained from it. But eventually the spirit takes your food and goes away, even leaving a robot weaved from seemingly invisible thread. Okay. The idea of fights over nonsense being the result of demon trickery is kind of an interesting idea. Like this, I feel like this sort of takes away the agency from the people who are doing the fighting. Oh, I wasn't in control of my actions. It was a demon. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so we don't want to do this anymore. I can just make a whole lot of sandwiches for another turn here. We have 2 more turns of gathering left? Yeah. We did just give up a bunch of food. Let's see, as you're about to set up camp, a group of goblin travelers approaches, asking for shelter. Okay. Howdy. The goblins sit by the fire and share stories with you. They pass around a strange weed, and soon you see visions of the spirits they speak of. There's a chance the spirits imparted some wisdom to you as well. That's some pretty good weed. 2 of you enjoy some time together. Perhaps you are friends, perhaps more. Okay, we're out here having children at camp. Boy, the passage of time is a little unclear to me. So Dobromila could get better at crafting or at kneecapping people. I mean, she is generally, I think, useful as an adventurer. Let's give her more abilities. And crafter can get 2 points of luck. Or, oh, a good yellow challenge skill. That's actually really nice because he has good yellow stats. He just didn't have good skills to use them with. And I can't remember, what is the calculation for crafting? So it uses 20% of your intelligence and 40% of your wisdom. So we definitely want to take the wisdom then. 2 points of wisdom is great. A group of folk taken by the light scourge approaches you. Lightbringers, as they are now known. They do not speak. They seek only to bring you into their commune with the light mind. Well, let us face them down with our spirit. I think Bozidar should be able to carry here. Total defeat. Really? Hold on a second. Resolve manually. Didn't it say it was a difficulty 2 challenge? Yo, that doesn't look like 2. Did I misread? Can I read numbers? Maybe I can't read numbers. Because that says 21 damage with 91 health. Forfeit challenge. Your spirit is too weak. The Lightbringers assail you, and you barely escape. And perhaps some of you do not. Okay, yeah, we're not doing so well with the Lightbringers. Alright, well, we got ourselves another terrain artifact. Let's head down here. Yeah, this is a problem. We got a lot of Lightbringer type problems here. Let's check out the gathering. How we doing? We're still doing okay on food. We have way more wood than we need. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, I am inclined to grab this. At the very least, we want to grab this terrain artifact. Let's see. This is where we go to move the Lightbringer quest forward. This is where we go to move our Divine Path quest forward. Okay, so we're doing good work out here. We're doing things that need to be done. So we are once again going to retreat. Apparently, we're not ever going to be... I guess the group's never going to go away, right? Why would they? Hold on, let's play Bozidar first. Attack from the front row, dealing poison damage to the target enemy and 3 nearby. Yeah, let's just put him down. I'm curious if it's the same group of enemy cards. It sure is. So that group's never going to go away, but we're not going to be able to defeat them in combat. Ow, Jesus. Yeah, what do we do about this? Well, my plan was... my plan was to have these guys just kind of move back through here, get back to town, but it seems like we're extremely doomed if we don't get back immediately, which means we don't have time to gather this thing. But honestly, like, even if we go back as quickly as possible, we can't get back fast enough to stop that group from just tearing us apart. We don't have any... We don't really have a good way of making ourselves more resistant in a purple challenge. All of our equipment... Okay, the shield affects... You can take that. The shield does affect purple shielding. Or at least it has a skill that affects purple shielding. This quartz relic, we should be... Here, Dobromilla has a 0.9 modifier random blast. Okay, I think that's a pretty significant upgrade for her here. Moimira actually has good purple stats, so maybe she needs a weapon that gives her an advantage in purple combat and a shield to go with it. Oh, you know what? This gives the shield's upskill. It's a little unclear how it's written here, because, like, it shows all colors of shielding here, but this is definitely only granting physical armor. Oh well, I mean, whatever. It doesn't hurt us for them to hold the stuff. Yeah, shoot, what are we supposed to do here? How am I supposed to get them to leave me alone? Well... I guess let's hope that when we hit end turn, they don't attack again? And we can interact with this right now. Hidden amid the fog and shrubbery, you discover ancient ruins before you. You have an unsettling stench of decay about them, so they're undead. That's right, I'm not afraid of the undead. Okay, some very basic stuff. 17 quartz, some research points, alright. And is this group wounded at all? No, there's no reason for us to spend a point of fuel at camp. So we can give the kid the scroll, and also a pet. How would you like this guy? He can only carry about 70 pounds more. We could move the crystal robes over. All the rest of our armor is too heavy. And we'll just keep him out of combat. That's fine. So Moimira has, like, no faith, and we're in, like, really bad shape here. Yeah, see, and it shows it as a difficulty 2 challenge, but that number is just wrong. That number is just a lie. Okay, so we have to win, although we can't. I mean, what are we supposed to do here? It kind of seems like there's something about this is broken, right? This can't be the way this is intended to work. So a group of Lightbringers comes over to your village and attacks it over and over again until you're all dead. So Mass Lullaby is probably better played once there are more enemies on the table. 21 attack. It's not going to kill Bozidar right away. We just play him here. And then your attack is actually pretty strong. Not strong enough, but pretty strong. .5 and 9.0. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to deal with this. This seems like a little unreasonable. So we definitely have to throw shielding on Dobromilla, or she gets eliminated from combat by the first attack. With shielding, she still gets eliminated from combat by the first attack. Yeah, that doesn't actually help. If we play Mass Lullaby, we can increase the delay considerably. But like with 91 health, we're not going to get through it. You know, this is so terrible. With Mass Delay, or with Mass Lullaby, we can slow this thing down enough that we get Dobronilla's attacks in underneath this thing's damage. We'll probably do 27 total damage with each hit, plus the 16 from Bozidar. Yeah, I guess if I had fought back the first time we had the opportunity to fight back, I guess we could have just barely taken them, maybe? I think we had to put down more damage. I'll be on 11.8 here. Okay. And then we do Mass Lullaby with the third guy. Oh, cool. Great. I was hoping they would play into it a little bit more. That didn't have any effect at all. Yeah, it's not going to be anywhere near enough. This thing is so powerful. Spirit is too weak to escape. And it's still there. What would happen if we took our party and ran them away from the village? Like, what happens if they attack the village while there's nothing in it? Okay, well, we have to head back in that direction pretty quickly, I think. I can't think of what else to do here. Bozidar can't leave. I mean, I guess maybe I'm healing and they're not? Let's see, hold on. If they attack us again... Yeah, okay, so now there's nothing I can do. And we're just losing people constantly to this attack. If we get down there, we could... Boy, what do I do here? So I do know about this. You can hit View Summary, and at any time you have the option to cash in your game, effectively, and get some god points. So maybe we've reached that point? let's see. If we got... Can we get back to the water? No, we can't get back to the water this turn, even. We can make the water next turn. But we're probably talking about, like, 3 turns, 4 turns, at least, before we're in range for other people to participate in the battle. And by then, everyone in our town is dead. Everyone in our town's already almost dead, right? It's just Dobromilla and Bozidar. Maybe now that we understand the game systems a little bit better, we cash this game in and start a new one? And try to use our improved knowledge to get off the ground a little bit faster? I think that might be where we're at. Yeah, if we had fought these guys, if I'd actually fought them the first time, I assumed that, like, we get encounters at the end of the turn a lot, and most of the time they're not related to anything that's actually on the map and they just go away. But this, I didn't realize this was going to be a persistent thing that was going to happen every turn. If we had fought them the first time, we might have been able to dispatch that 91 health thing while only being grievously wounded by it. Yeah, alright, well, I think that's where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. I think we're going to be starting a new game. We're getting enough god points here that we'll be able to unlock a new god, so we might do that. If you have any particular feelings about the gods, I know we haven't been able to see much information about them. We do have one unlocked already, and we could just play that one while using our god points to unlock some new starting condition stuff. I don't know. Let me know what you want to see happen in the comments, and we'll see you then.